It just seems like a while ago that we sat uncomfortably in those seats, as all the little first-years, on a downcast September morning, tentatively staring up at the altar, wondering, how did Kevin Patton ever manage to hang that substantial cross on the wall? Our blue shirts smelled like Timlin's finest, and the new Kevs from Jerry Kenny's had just been taken out of the box. We nervously stared around us, looking at the cut of the lads that we'd be spending the next 6 years of our lives with. We worried about the little things. Will I know anyone? How many copies will I need? Is it safe to go down to that basement? I heard the that host is there every day at lunchtime, and I haven't done jumping jacks since second class. After a few weeks of adjusting, we settled down and got to the work. And now we sit here this evening with the same bunch of lads, looking pretty slick, I must add, on the same uncomfortable seats to reflect back on our journey in the College of Knowledge. 6 years really has flown by, faster than Mark Rutledge accelerating the golf on the Friday evening to go home and feed the cows. Adrian Reid's political views were soon discovered after he asked Mr. McLaughlin was he a shell-to-sea man on the first day on the job. The Pink Panther hairstyles that made an appearance at the junior cert night. The scope of the conversations in TY. You in the gym, yeah? And what are you benching? The TY versus teachers match. Yes, Mr. Ward, we won that one. The progression to the senior cycle. Common problems in the chemistry class. How to distinguish between the sulfate and the sulfite, which, I'm going to pronounce them now, James Muldoon is going to kindly do from the audience there this evening. I don't know where he is. What is it, James? You're a mighty man, James, Mr. McLaughlin today. The search for our Ushy in Mr. McCampbell's Irish class, which still continues. Did a writer's quest for the eighth wonder of the world, sawdust. Daniel Devine's eye for a pheasant. He immersed inquisitive nature in Miss Whelan's biology class. Miss, would they radish seeds? Because there was a question here last night. And of course, Mr. Greenish. Ooh, test tubes. Look at the lovely colours. Sport has been an essential part of life for most of us here during our time. In the past 6 years, Mayo has won 4 senior Connacht titles. Kieran Cullen. I'm not trying to imply anything, but that's 3 Connacht titles and 2 final appearances more. Then what do you call them again? Sligo, is it? Unfortunately, last year we were beaten by Donegal. As Mr. Kennedy would say, Ara, Michael Murphy, fellas. Sure, isn't that just the nature of the beach, fellas? Tap that into your buttons, diddly-do, and pure animal. Whether it's the GAA, football, basketball, badminton, many of us have excelled and achieved. I'd say we've easily played in most of the venues across Connacht with the help of the Queens along the way. On the basketball court, we got to the cup finals, but were beaten by a better team on the day. On the GAA pitches, we've had some almighty battles, and a few off the pitch as well. The stalwart himself, Roberto Mancini Reynolds, and astute tactician and trainer, Barry Murphy, insisted at the start of this year that it would be our best chance to win a Connacht Senior Championship. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be, as we were beaten by the eventual winner, St. Muredachs. Must have been those controversial cum shapes. On behalf of all the lads, I'd like to thank all the managers we've had during the years. Barry, Mr. Reynolds, Mr. Payton, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Cawley, and anyone else who helped to train us and gave up their time to bring us to matches. I can't fail to mention the achievements of my fellow classmates. Jared Walsh's unbelievable knowledge of every single episode of Family Guy, and his entertaining soliloquies from Father Ted. I'm sure if I asked him Season 2, Episode 6, he'd have an answer for me, but I won't do that, Jared. Sean Barrett's YouTube channel, Speedo Sausage, which has over 50,000 subscribers, and his most popular creations have over 500,000 hits. Kieran Maidman's reconstruction of the Defender, which he's been telling me for the last 2 years, she'll be sucking diesel soon enough. However, what many people may not know is St.Muredachs College is home to some of the best male tenors this side of the Cloud Bay. Conor Moran demonstrated his ability to sing harmony in Mr. Kelly's English class in third year. Under the tree at Burr. Adrian King Reeks recital of You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog got the night off homework in second year. Yes, the award for Best Soprano goes to Ryan King. Ryan's debut single, In the Jungle, wowed audiences in the steam room of the Download. If Simon Cowell was ever looking to put together a new boy band, the lads would be in serious contention. The name Wrong Direction springs to mind. Lunchtime has to get a mention. I invite you all into the world of the canteen, John Downey style. Whoa! Shawnee Regan and his hammy sandwiches haven't changed since national school. Brian Lavelle's Mr. Kipling cakes and Brian Walton's exotic lunchbox concoction. Friday is an excellent day in the life of a college student. Curry chips and chicken burgers. You gotta hashtag it. Tasty. If RTE ever decided to make a programme called The Ultimate Chicken Fillet Roll, the college could provide critics Paul Judge and Chris Doherty with the necessary expertise. Quote, such a state of a roll, he didn't even cut it. Oh boy, look what he put the wedges. PE has always been taken seriously. If one ever wanted to locate the supposedly more mature Lincolnshire students, the probability of finding them in the PE hall would be very, very high. Whether it was Richie's Tarzanic pump in the gym, Darrell O'Donnell's flying glasses, Leo Hogan's robotic surge, Hank's serious shape, Darren Holmes' hoops, Al Casey's left foot pile drivers, and Stephen Garrett's goal line heroics. We've seen it all here in our time. However, for all here present, I'd like it to be known that the badminton maestro, David Patrick Walsh, is incapable of scoring. We won't mention his messy chocolate muffins. The fantastical characters that we have met and conjured in our time, Dodo, Trout, Square, Doogie, Nuggets, Hunter, Wally, Judger, Carnage, Tedrick, Downsy, Curly, and the one and only Richard Hardy Buck Kelly. To our parents and guardians, where do I start? I don't think words can thank you for supporting us in more ways than it is possible to count. You dragged us out of the bed each morning, made sure we were fed and clothed. You herded us out the door, even when we would rather stay at home, because Mr. Kelly's English homework hadn't been attempted. You helped us with our daily tasks, paid for our necessities, mantra tickets and the like, and you listened to our complaints. You came to our plays, attended our sporting events, and chaperoned our house parties. You commiserated with us over our daily dramas, but you tried to give us enough space to learn how to work things out for ourselves. These are just a few of the thousands of ways you've supported us on our journey so far. To each and every one of you, thanks. After the heroics of tonight, you might leave us in the bed in the morning. To our teachers, thank you for so unselfishly sharing your time, talent, and knowledge with us. Yes, we know it hasn't been easy at times. Despite this, we deeply appreciate it. You took the time to explain our courses,
sometimes repeatedly because we weren't paying much attention. You helped us after school hours when you could have gone home to spend time with your family. You put in the effort to make your classes more interesting so we wouldn't just tune out. You demanded excellence from us whether or not we wanted to just give it. You set the bar high and challenged us to live up to our potential. To each and every member of staff, I would like to sincerely thank you. To our principals, Mr. Golden, and Vice Principal, Mr. Coldrick, we would like to express their sincere gratitude and thanks for their continued work and support over our time here. They have been there to keep us on the straight and narrow when the work has to be done. And how can I forget Mr. Coldrick's motto, "Take off that hoodie." We really are a walk of the front. And as far as this our leaving cert, that has to be remembered too. As far as I'm aware, even in light of current economic crisis and austerity, Croke Park deals, cuts back, and as Mr. Cawley would say, and things like that, Mr. Quinn hasn't cancelled the leaving cert yet. According to the Met Office, there will be a period of high pressure beginning on Wednesday the 5th of June. For those of you who have forgotten all you're doing with their geography like me, that means stay on green, squinching the clock, as the sign would say. We have all the projects and practicals completed now. All the orals finished a few weeks ago. Our Irish oral, which is worth 40% of our exam. As a retired member of staff would say, maths is a language you have to grasp it. To quote Mr. Conley as regards his exam, "Oh, Nick, I don't like this at all." Leaving cert is a very important rite of passage, like the fulcrum that goes on at the first disco. Thousands have done it before us, and thousands will do it after us. I could stand up here and try to be an inspirational motivator, but frankly, that's Dennis Cohen's department, so I'd leave that up to him. All I'll say is this: there's a few weeks left now, and as every single manager would say, games are won and lost in the last quarter. I leave you with the words of Muhammad Ali: never give up, never give in, suffer now and live the rest of your lives a champion. Google's finest. Come out of those exams with no regrets and let the rest take care of itself. When we finish here in 2 weeks, you'll go or you won't come back! As Mr. Bell would say. Some of us will go on to pursue further education beyond the classroom of St.Muredachs College, and we've completed the CEO of courses like veterinary, engineering, science, medicine, teaching, business, to name but a few. A new routine of lecture halls, copper-faced jack stand floors, and Harrow-finished development awaits us. Others will go straight into the big bad world, where we will come into contact with what Miss Kenny refers to as the alien gender. Oh, since that first disco back in 6th class. In the past 6 years, I've met some of the soundest, brightest, and intelligent men that have embraced and filled the corridors of this fine establishment. I would like to thank each and every one of you for the best years of my life, and hope friendships forged will grow into a lifelong network of support. In conclusion, I would like to thank those for contributing to this occasion. Father Killeen for celebrating Mass and imparting his wise words of wisdom on us. To our musicians, singers, servers, Mark and Connor, who have come here this evening, you were brilliant, and thanks. To the canteen staff who have kindly come in this evening to prepare the food in the PE hall, and the members of the Parents Association who have come in to help with the tea. To Joe Kenny, Chairperson of the Board of Management, parents, Mr. Cullen, Ms. Devine, Ms. Falk, and Mr. Garrett for helping in the ceremony. To the women in the office who are the engine room of this school. To Kevin Patton for his help getting the school ready, and Aaron Melvin for doing a magnificent job on the band. My next thanks goes to Miss Costello and Miss McGee. They really have been the driving force behind so much that happens in this school, like the charity work, Bashka, and the work that they have done behind the scenes in this graduation mass. They have warned me not to get them anything, especially flowers, because all the vases are full to the brim at this stage. But as a token of our sincere appreciation, I now call upon my classmates Keane Burke and Adrian Reed to present a token to you on behalf of our year. Present a gift to our principal, Mr. Golden. The class of 2013 invite you all to share refreshments with us in the PE hall. And for those of you who have a more adventurous spirit, Supermax in about 5 hours' time. Thank you for listening and good evening.